If you're interested in the story behind the business headlines, check out Big Technology Podcast, my weekly show that features in-depth interviews with CEOs, researchers, and reformers in business and technology. Hi, I'm Alex Kantrowitz. I'm a longtime journalist, CNBC contributor, and the host of the show. I empty my Rolodex every Wednesday to bring you awesome episodes, so go check out Big Technology Podcast. It's available on all podcast apps. Would love to have you as a listener.
Did you know that small and medium businesses make up 98% of the global economy, but most B2B marketers still treat them as a one-size-fits-all? LinkedIn's Meet the SMB report reveals why that's a missed opportunity and how you can reach these fast-moving decision makers effectively. Learn more at linkedin.com/meet-the-SMB.
Welcome to the American Negotiation Institute's podcast, where we will teach you the skills you need to get more out of life. And now your host, Kwame Christian.
Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Negotiation for Entrepreneurs. Of course, my name is Kwame Christian. I'm a business lawyer and negotiation fanatic. And I am really excited today because we have our very first freebie. So you need to wait till the end, and I will give you the link that you need to follow to get your first free thing from the podcast. So get excited. This is going to be a fun episode. I want to start off this podcast with a story. So one of my favorite shows is The Profit on CNBC. It's where a successful millionaire named Marcus Lemonis goes and invests in small businesses that are on the brink of failure. And so what he does is, after investing, he counsels them and teaches them better business practices and gets them to be successful.
Hey you, I'm Andrew Seaman. Do you want a new job? Or do you want to move forward in your career? Well, you should listen to my weekly show called Get Hired with Andrew Seaman. We talk about it all, and it's waiting for you, yes you, wherever you get your podcasts.
Small and medium businesses don't have time to waste, and neither do marketers trying to reach them. On LinkedIn, more SMB decision makers are actively looking for new solutions to help them grow, whether it's software or financial services. Our Meet the SMB report breaks down how these businesses buy and what really influences their choices. Learn more at linkedin.com/meet-the-SMB. That's linkedin.com/meet-the-SMB.
In one episode, he was working with a restaurant called Standard Burger, and they wanted to eventually franchise their restaurant, but their food costs were too high. And to that point, they did everything they could to minimize food costs. They tried to make necessary cuts. Maybe they reevaluated relationships with vendors, everything. But they really could not get the food costs low enough for potential franchisees to be interested. So what did Marcus do to solve this problem? He simply called the supplier and negotiated a 10% discount. This is exactly why I consider negotiation to be the secret competitive advantage for entrepreneurs. Negotiation gives you the unique opportunity to increase your profit margins without making any substantive change to your business. When you do it the right way, the other side may end up actually wanting to give you more. As entrepreneurs, we are constantly provided with opportunities to negotiate, but there are two things that hold us back. The first thing is recognition. We're constantly surrounded by opportunities to negotiate. The problem is that we just don't see them. So with this podcast, one of my goals is to essentially unplug you from the matrix and have you see the world differently. Think about this. Think about the first time you drove a car. You were absolutely terrified of getting a ticket when you first got your license. But now, as a more experienced driver, we see speed limit not as a hard and fast rule, but we really see it more as a mere suggestion by the government. The difference between speeding and a price that's offered by a company is this. One is the law that's created by the government that carries minor criminal penalties, and the other one is a number made up by another person in a company. So think about it. When companies make their prices, they consider a lot of things, but when you get down deep enough, to varying degrees, Somebody in that company just made it up, made that number up. With that being said, why are we, the person that ends up paying that number, so convinced that it's written in stone? Here is a quick way to improve your negotiation recognition. Look at your finances, both personal and business, and figure out where money is coming in and where money is going out. Find the decision maker for the company that you are currently paying or getting paid by, and look for flexibility. My absolute favorite question to ask in this situation is, what is your flexibility with blah? And this is why this question is so great. Of course, it starts off with what, which means it's open-ended. So they can't just answer yes or no. They actually need to elaborate on their response. So that's one part. It's open-ended. And then it operates under the assumption that there is flexibility. So in order for them to say no, it takes a little bit more momentum to go against the assumption and say, actually, no, there is no flexibility. So it just kind of leads them towards revealing what flexibility exists. And the most beautiful thing about it is that it's done in a completely non-threatening way. Nobody's going to get offended when you phrase the question in that way. It's such a chill approach that they probably won't even notice that you're starting a negotiation. The longer the term of the contract, the more important it is for you to negotiate it. Look for instances where what you're paying for happens on a regular basis. With situations like this, the benefits are compounded. As the numbers get bigger, the savings get bigger. Here's an example. Last year, I was looking into buying legal research, and it is not cheap. I wish I could just Google, but that just won't cut it. So a lot of times we end up getting really expensive legal research. And so I was talking to the salesperson, and over the course of a few days, I was able to negotiate about $20 off per month. And so over the course of a year, the savings were approximately $240 a year. But the thing is, that's just one contract. So if you're able to extract that amount of value from one contract, imagine what your business would look like if you're able to negotiate better deals in multiple areas, in multiple expenses. And that is just talking about the amount of money you can save. We haven't even started to talk about the amount of money that you could gain from negotiating better deals. I know it takes some time to develop that negotiation recognition, and so I am proud to say that we have our first freebie. I've created a list of negotiable business and personal expenses. To get this list, all you need to do is go to our website, americannegotiationinstitute.com/list. Again, that is americannegotiationinstitute.com/list. I'll put a link to it in the description so you could navigate there a little bit easier. So the second thing that holds us back in negotiation is the unwillingness to ask. Let me tell you a quick story. I was listening to a TED Talk, and the speaker realized that his fear of failure was holding him back. So to desensitize himself from the fear of failure, he engaged in 100 days of rejection. If you have any free time, check this one out. It's really, really cool. His goal was to have one major rejection every day for 100 days. In order to get rejected, he had to ask for something. In this process, something really interesting started to happen. In his search for rejection, he got a shocking amount of acceptances. Here's one example. He went to a donut shop and asked them to make a mega donut in the shape of the Olympic rings, and he got it. And he got it for free. So this begs the question, what are we missing out on simply because we don't take the time to ask? To become better negotiators, we need to take the first step and ask for what we want. Ask for what you deserve. You'll be surprised. Oftentimes, asking is enough and you'll get what you want. So with that said, I have a little bit of homework for you. I want you to take the step of asking somebody for something that you typically wouldn't ask for, and let me know how it goes. My email is in the description. I'd love to hear how it went. So if you're having trouble moving the bottom line, learning these negotiation skills may be the thing you need to make more money and cut expenses. And as entrepreneurs in competitive markets, that small competitive advantage may be the thing you need to get ahead of your competitors. So there it is. I hope you found this helpful. And if you have any other questions or negotiating topics that you want to learn about, send me an email. My email is in the description. I love hearing from you, so feel free to ask. And please keep leaving reviews and ratings. I really appreciate it, and it really motivates me to keep going with this. I'm having fun. I hope you are too, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you in the next one.